Welcome back to the Endure podcast. We're here again, and this time a treat, I think, just to hear from Carsen and Lauren Bigelow, some of the original members, I mean, part of the family that started this thing. And I'm just really excited about hearing your perspectives, your experiences, your thoughts, your excited kind of vision about what's going on. So let's jump in. All right. And there's no order of who should talk first. This is just a conversation. Okay. We're having a good time. Um, what's it like to have seen it grow from the very beginning? Can you take me through a little, like a quick overview of what it's been like from the beginning to now in the Endure life?
All right, I'll go first. Um, well, it's been crazy, like to think about where we started, just like one van, like only like 5 kids, to like where we're at now, where it's like 25 kids on a regular program day. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's been crazy because it's just weird to think about how like a couple years ago there's not that many kids, and then now there's like all these kids, and we have to like split them up into groups now, and we can't have them all at once. But it's really fun. We all come together on Saturdays, and then everyone gets to see everyone. It's just weird to think about.
Just is grown so much.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about it? What about indoor athletics kind of draws you to it? I have more questions about what it means to be a part of the family that's kind of started it. But what about indoor athletics as a program, as a community, draws you back and it gets you excited?
What draws me to Endure is the relationships because, especially with the younger kids, they kind of need someone to look up to, and I always feel like that's my role is to be the big sister or whatever to the little kids because they always are so excited when they see me, and I get excited when I see them, and then they're always like talking about their day and asking me questions about advice and all that, and it's just I like building relationships with them because I feel like they need help sometimes and they probably can't get that at home or whatever. So, and then they feel safe around me, and I just like to talk to them and build relationships and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's right. It is a lot about relationships, and that's what takes me. I like teaching too. Like, I like things that they think that they can't do, but when they come with us, to just know that they can. And yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. Relationship, I think, is the key to this. Like, it's one thing to help people, but I think relationship is just a two-way street, right? So you
Yep.
certainly have that prowess of being around for a long time, so you can be that big sister figure. But I'm willing to bet, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm willing to bet that they probably help you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Teach you things and show you things and kind of lift you up when you need lifted up because life is tough sometimes. It's joyful and beautiful, but we're all in this messy kind of soup together, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
um, yeah. What are you when you think about endure? Okay, I'm kind of shift gears just a little bit here. It's the same theme, but when I think of benevolent work, people that are serving each other, serving other people, a lot of people like to do that from afar. Like I like the idea of it. I like to, help, and those things are awesome and needed and beautiful things. Everyone has a role, but sometimes it's like getting too close is difficult because it's just a different lifestyle. Now you're kind of in a unique situation, both of you, and the family at large is your parents had a vision and they went headlong into it. Kind of said, let's figure this out. Let's trust God and let's go. And you're kind of you drug along with that a little bit, right? So you kind of have two different sides. Where one is this is the life we have, so I could get bitter about it or think about how inconvenient this might be, but I don't see that. I know you both pretty well. We've been around for a long time. I don't see that at all from you. Now you can add your context to it, your thoughts, but what has it been like to be all in, whether you have a choice or not? This is your life in many respects.
It could definitely be rough at sometimes, especially last year. But it's like with COVID and all that, it just got a lot more like crazy.
Yeah.
And like we didn't know what we were gonna do the next day, like within there or with our house or whatever. And it's just like, cause at the beginning I didn't really understand all that. You know, I just went along with it, you know, like I just saw my friends. And then when I got older, like I started to understand like what it's actually about and how we're actually helping people. And it made me feel good, but then at the same time, I was like, well, I can't do a lot of stuff because I'm gonna be with Ender and all this. But then at the same time, I want to be with them too, because it's like they're my friends and all that. But I enjoy it now.
Yeah.
Like it's just a part of my life at this point. Like it's good. Like I
Yeah.
like Ender.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like same thing. Like when we first started, it was like I was pretty jealous because I was like, oh, they're going out and playing all these sports, and like I can't go. Like what? But like then as we grew and got more comfortable with it, like I just started going, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like it was just like more like, oh, these are my friends. And then like once we got older and as we grew, like I started understanding more of like, oh, like these kids actually do have situations that they, need help with, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah. I mean, both of you, I think, really beautifully described relationship again without saying it. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes you have your best friends and you don't want to see them, but you, when you're not seeing them, you say, man, I wish I could see them. I love the the thought processes that you have, the heart that you both have. And now I I also want to talk about how scrappy you both are when it comes to athletics and sports. Certainly, the relationship is there, and but Endure from the very beginning, from my view, has been, let's use activity, let's use sports as a conduit, a pathway to create those relationships. And from day one, the first time I met you both, you're just in it, and getting after the game, stealing passes, making passes, scoring, barking out orders in assertive and really powerful ways. So talk about the competitor in you, both of you, and how that kind of gets fleshed out in this experience.
Yeah, I mean, when there was a lot of more like kids our age, like not so much like younger, it was like full game, like everybody's like 110% on the field, like back and forth, just sprinting to go get the ball or the frisbee or whatever we're playing. But even like this group, we've all kind of matured and realized that like it's not about us. It's about the younger ones who need that attention, who want who want to, they want to play, they might not know how, so it's taking us and taking our level down and trying to make them have an enjoyable experience while they're with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like when a couple years ago, we were all the same age group again, like with only a couple of kids.
Mhm.
So it was just all equal level, and we would all. You remember it was the no mercy.
Coach Stoll's no mercy.
Just
Yeah.
getting after it. Yeah.
Yeah, you just went crazy. But now, like, not even just us two, like as we call them varsity ender,
Mhm.
like we all as a group like have like matured and decided that like it's really not, we had to help the little kids now. Like it's like their turn or whatever. Like we need to pass them the ball even though they might not score or they might drop it. Like they need to participate, or we need to help them participate.
Right.
Like they want to be a part of the game. And they love it too. So it's
Yeah.
really fun. It's really fun to see everyone smile when they get the ball or when they pass it to the, or when it's their turn to be the quarterback or whatever it is. Everyone gets a turn, and everyone, even if it's not their turn, they're still having fun.
Mhm.
Like just running around, getting the ball, seeing the other person get the ball.
Yeah.
It's just really like exciting for everyone at the field or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You both mentioned a big sister kind of mentality, and what I've noticed in the times that I've been around is that shift, a mindfulness to say, I could maybe make a play here, but who on the field or on the court is open, who looks maybe a little down, who's trying to vie for attention, like that the view shifted from just score or win
Yeah.
to how can we win and score together.
Yeah.
And that has been a really cool thing to see both up close and from afar, is that it really intense. And those early days were, whew, they were intense. So I appreciate those days a lot, but the
Yeah.
new phase of it now is much more conducive to growing something substantial and bigger than ourselves. That's pretty cool. Any other thoughts about the competition or just the athletic roots of Endure?
Go ahead.
I think those early days really laid the groundwork to where we're
Yeah.
at today.
Yeah.
That it allowed these older kids now, these varsity kids, to understand that they had their time. They learned about the sport and learned the mentors, learned again just that strong foundation that they have today. So now with all these younger kids and different things, they're like, oh, you remember the days? But even in those days, us, you, Trent, myself, we were the older kids, right?
Yeah.
We were the ones out there with them
Yeah.
that made sure that they were involved, that those kids that were down, that missed a pass or missed this, hey man, it's okay, here's another one.
Right.
So we were that group. We passed it off to this group, and now they're giving it to the other group. And I just think that's the circle as it comes. I'm going to sit back down.
No, that's great. I love that. It's a really good way to think about it. I maybe hadn't thought about how we were kind of the big kids at first, and really it makes a lot of sense. Now kind of passing on this torch where we all are working together in this realm. Okay. A couple more points here as a part of the conversation. One is, and this is a really cool thing. So the Bigelows, other than Joel, is a family full of strong, fierce, competitive women. And it's awesome. And we're in Women's History Month right now. Just a couple of days ago was International Women's Day. And women deserve to be celebrated and listened to and all of those things because we need it. It's such a vital piece of who we are as humans together and how we're going to move forward. And one of the themes this year for International Women's Day is break the bias. And from day one, as I've mentioned before, seeing you both and your family out there just really making spectacular plays, taking charge, leading conversations, and dictating kind of an order as leaders, commanders on the field, I think breaks the bias sometimes. You got some young kids, young boys, young men that are out there receiving orders from you. And I think it's beautiful. So can you talk a little bit about finding your voice, maybe through Endure, and the importance of your voice continuing to grow?
Yes. So I really have a strong opinion about stuff like this.
Oh, let's hear it.
And so I'm going to start with how Endure kind of like, how do I say it? Like,
Brought you up.
Brought me up into kind of stuff like this. So like we were the only girls, because a couple years ago it was only boys and it was us two. So I feel like just being around them, they kind of lifted us up at some point. Like, and they were like really good. Like they understood us and they didn't really like, we're like, oh, they're girls or whatever. But like in this new generation or whatever, it's kind of different from that. Like, it's just, I don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think with Endure, okay, I need to get myself together. Okay. Okay, so it's, even girls are this way too. Like, they don't understand that we can do anything that the guys do. And like, it's kind of that point too. Like, it's not just the boys that think that. Like, it's also the young girls or young women that think that way too. And me and Carsen, we like kind of, we kind of build that up at Endure, and we're kind of making this generation like better in the way that they view things like this. And it's like, even the young men, like when we're telling them stuff like about sports and all this, they're like, oh, they know about this. Those girls know about this. And it's like, yeah. And then we kind of teach both sides. And
Yeah.
It's just good like that.
Like I feel like me and Lauren, we were pretty good together about this kind of stuff. That me and Lauren being able to be two athletic, girls who are in this program, and like letting the young girls see us like succeed in our sports and stuff, just letting them know that they can do that too. Like it's not just the boys. Like any of the girls can go out and, have a football game. Like any anyone can.
Can I give an example?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Okay, so I'm in fitness class at school, and we do like a lot of like weightlifting and stuff like that. And it was kind of at first it was my coach. Like, okay, so there's a 20, a 30, and a 40, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I could do 40, but so the girls, there's only 5 girls in the class, and then there's like 10, 15 boys. So we split up into groups of 5. So it's like 3 groups, the girls group and then the 2 boys group. So he let all of them do the 40, and then it was our turn, right? And then he gave us the 20s, and I didn't really like that. So I was just like, do you think we can do the 30 or the 40s? And he was like, I mean, you can try. And I was like, okay. And then I got the 40, and then I did it right. And then it was like most of the guys, they couldn't even do the 40s, but they still tried. They did
Yeah.
like 5 reps or something, but I did a lot. And then after that day, like when I actually like spoke up and asked if we could do the 40s, because like before that, it was just I just did the 20s. Like I didn't really feel like asking. But after that, it was just like we did the same thing that they do. Like I can do what they do. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just, and like basketball, like everyone thinks that the girls team is trash, but we're really not bad. Like we're good basketball players. And then everyone goes to watch the boys games, and they don't even like watch us. But I mean, that's kind of their loss because we play really good. And yeah.
I love that. I love that. Carson, any more thoughts?
Oh, I guess, but I don't know. Like I think you and Trent both know that I'm a big football fan person.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy watching, playing, learning all about football. um, but that's just kind of like a thing too. That's like a lot of guys are like, "Oh, she can't throw," and I'm like, "You want to see me throw?
Let
Like,
the
I'll
record
throw real
show she
quick."
can throw really, really good.
Um, just like little things like that. Like we were just doing like some one-on-ones at like our track meet the other day, and like I was throwing to the guys, and they're like, "Ooh," and I was like, "Mm-hmm." Like it's like little things like that. That's just like, yeah, girls can throw too. Like, you know, just things like that that you can tell like some of our younger girls that do want to play football, or not even just football, but like other sports in general. And you can like, just tell them those little things like, "Hey, I did this. You can too." Like, you can do anything, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, you kind of answered it a little bit. What is the key, do you feel like, in unlocking this possibility mindset to say I can do all these things, and the people that are behind me or ahead of me that don't feel that way? What do you feel like your role is? Now that's a grand question, but what do you feel like your role is in kind of helping liberate that thought process a little bit and give permission to anybody to say, you know what, what we used to do is ridiculous. I can do that too. Like, where do you see yourself in that?
I feel like my role is showing that we can do it. Like not just like, yeah, just showing I can do
Yeah.
it. Like I can do that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not just them.
Yeah. And it's same thing. It's like, I feel that we can show through our perspective, and we can pass that down and say like, yeah, I did that, so like you can too. Like it's not just, oh, the boy said I can't throw the football, so I'm just gonna give up. Like, don't give up.
Right.
Like bring them up with you. That
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah. Kind of a challenge, but also supportive mindset. So like, if you don't think I can, let me try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's beautiful. That's really cool. So there's a whole, I think the women conversation and finding your voice, stepping your voice, owning your voice is in many ways a microcosm of endure at large, there's probably a lot of stigmas of the kids and the children, the students that Endure Athletics serves. Probably a lot of people think about certain things, so maybe they can't do it, or maybe they don't have these resources. And a lot of the programming is designed very much about giving permission to say, no, that's ridiculous. Of course you can do anything, and here's how you do it. There's kind of equipping it, and let me show you how to do it. To Lauren's point, let me show you how to do it. Let me tell you that you can do it. And there's a lot of exciting things. So kind of wrapping up the conversation and bringing it full circle is two things. One is, what are you excited about? What do you see in Endure right now that you're pretty pumped about and say, this is amazing, this particular thing or the movement? And then what are you excited about moving forward with Endure Athletics?
What I'm happy about right now is how close everyone is. Again, with the relationships, like we're so close. Like it's beautiful how close we all are. Like it's just really good. And then the future, I'm excited about just branching out even more. Like there's a lot more work to be done in the community, and we can get it done. We just need some more time.
Yeah, she's right. You know, like now it's a lot now, but I think as we progress and get larger and get more help on the, you know, the other side of things, and I think we just need more time, and we'll get more time, and we'll definitely grow for sure, which I'm looking forward to.
This might be a little redundant in closing, but kind of reiterate the thought here a little bit. So as people are listening to this podcast, they may be supporters, they may not be. Maybe they're stumbling upon Endure Athletics the first time. You're insiders of the insiders. You've been here from the beginning. You've seen it grow. These relationships, you know them intimately. Like you know it as well as anybody. What do you wish someone more on the outside or considering whether or not they should join the effort to help, what do you wish that they would know about Endure Athletics?
What I wish they would know is what I wish they would know is it's more than it looks like. Like you can't just base it off of like the social media posts or what people say. Like it's way more than what it looks like on the outside. Like on the inside, it's a really great thing.
Yeah, it's a really great thing. It's a lot deeper. There's a lot more to know than just, oh, they help out kids. Like, and I feel like that's what a lot of people think. But really, once you get more involved and more involved and more involved, you really start to realize that it's a lot
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot more important than just that.
The whole community growing. Yeah. Love that. Well, Carsen, Lauren, thank you so much for joining this conversation, really giving us an insider look to what it means to be a part of Endure Athletics, but also to be a powerful individual. So I'm so thankful for you both and just appreciate you kind of adding your voice to this
Appreciate you
conversation.
too.
Yeah.